recently UDF also had its challenges, and we have the party leader for UDF, Musalia Mudavadi, with us this evening. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you very much.
Are you in control of UDF? You voted to expel some members. Then the political parties tribunal said you cannot do that, and in fact went on to talk to the registrar of parties, telling them to not effect the change of officials that you sent. The registrar of political parties in fact declares that you are not even a member of the party. Are you in control?
Well, I think we'll need to make some clarifications here. The party belongs to the members, and I am one of the members, but not the sole owner or member of the UDF party. I think this is absolutely important for our members to hear. Secondly, I want to clarify very quickly that the registrar of political parties does not determine the leaders of a party. There's this misconception that the registrar of political parties is the one to determine who is the leader of what party or who is an official of what party.
But I think the registrar mentioned membership, not leadership.
No. The registrar never talked about membership. The registrar talked about what are the records that they have. And I think somewhere during one of the proceedings at the tribunal, the presentation was not given the full process for her to be able to present the exact detail of what is contained in the file. So there's a misconception there. The other thing is that I want to state here that I do not run UDF as if it is personal property. It has to be run in accordance with the wishes of the members. Some
of those who have then disagreed with some of the decisions you've made.
Precisely. There's nothing wrong with people disagreeing. That I've always said. In fact, UDF has been a very tolerant party and remains a very tolerant party. And what we may be not realizing is that a few days ago, as much as there were some officials who may have disagreed with me and they exercised their right to go to the tribunal, there's another aspect that did happen, and that is that within the UDF constitution, a member can invoke his rights in the constitution and convene a meeting if he feels that there are some issues that are not making him happy within the party.
So you mentioned tolerance in the party, yet you expelled two of your most vocal members. Would you care to tell us on what grounds, on what basis they were?
I think you're mistaking the point. Delegates met. There was a National Delegates Congress. The UDF party has various categories. The highest organ is the National Delegates Conference. Then you have the lower aspect, which is the National Governing Council, and the lower one, which is the National Executive Committee. These are those are the organs, key organs of the party, and of course there are others. There's the parliamentary group and so forth. But I want to state here that what is being talked about and what you're referring to, which occurred on Monday, was a meeting of the National Delegates Conference convened in accordance with the Constitution, not by me.
All right,
understood. Not by me, please.
That point is well
but
understood,
by a member exercising their right.
Let's get to the reasons why then the National Delegates Conference met and made the decision that it made. On what grounds?
They made the decisions, I think it has been in the media. I read it. There was a public notice by the petitioner and the convener, and his substantive issue is that the leadership of the party, as reflected in the names of certain people whom I will not mention here, was stifling the growth of the party, because the party went through the last general election. We came third overall in the presidential race, but through internal self-audit, they were able to establish certain areas, certain issues that need to be dealt with. One is rebranding, and rebranding involves a number of issues, including asking and even electing new officials to take up some of the posts.
Okay, what about the others, the senators? Halwale and Martha Wangari. What were the reasons there?
The delegates stated their reasons. If you watch carefully, you will watch that some of the people who are behind circumventing internal party matters and rather rushing to the tribunal is the Senator Wangare Martha. That is why the members were unhappy with her, because she has not been attending matters of the party and following through on matters of the party internally. Now, for Honorable Boni Khalwale, I think if one was to look at the Political Parties Act, and this is the message I got from the delegates, they were very angry with Honorable Boni Khalwale because they feel he has constantly breached Section 5 of the Political Parties Act, which is very clear about a member of a party who continues, especially if it is not within the context of a coalition, but continues to propagate the views and positions of other political parties. It is in black and white.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about what their response has been. Senator Martha Wangari was on Morning Express with Sophia earlier this week, and she said it's all about voices of dissent, and that the party leadership is not ready to listen to that, which many people then say that's the same reason you left ODM in the first place, that there was no democratic space for you to speak your mind against something, and so now that's the same thing that's happening in UDF. Would you like to respond to that?
Yes, I would say that that is a complete misrepresentation of the issues. In my position, I am democratic, and I will respect the majority of the view. I'll respect the view of the majority, and also listen to the view of the minority. And in this context, the majority of the party members want reorganization. We started off by saying that in February this year, that by October we should have general elections. The team that is tasked with making sure that we have elections is the National Executive Committee, which is chaired by one of the people there. So all this time they did nothing to ensure that we are going to have elections. Why don't they want elections? Why don't they want a process where we can go to elections?
All right, let's very quickly, because we're running out of time. There have been allegations that the people causing rocking in the party are outsiders. You and your deputy have been quoted as saying the deputy president could be behind it. Would you like to clarify that now?
Have you ever quoted me? I've never been quoted. So whoever is raising that issue should explain themselves where they're getting that from.
But do you believe there are outside forces rocking your party?
There could be outside forces rocking our party. I mean, broadly speaking.
To what gain, do you think?
Well, political parties would want to gain if another one disintegrates or if another one loses popularity. It's competitive in that sense. But I have never been quoted pinpointing a finger at anybody. I have focused in ensuring that internally let us solve our issues, and that remains my objective.
All right, finally, here's what political pundits are saying. In 2002, you chose to remain in Kanu. Even when the others were leaving, you were vice president for 3 months. You went on to lose the election. In 2007, you left ODM while you were still deputy prime minister, when many said you looked like you were going to be the presumptive running mate. Now you've joined UDF, once so lucky, and we know everything that happened with the now president and deputy president when you are all candidates. Are you unlucky, or is it just poor choices in terms of party choice and decisions,
first of all,
taking advantage of opportunities?
First of all, let me put it that way. I think if you follow the political career of a lot of us in the country, we have had our challenges. Whether you're talking about me, whether you're talking about the current president, whether you're talking of the leader of the Wiper Party, the leader of URP, or even the ODM leader, we have had our challenges. We have had a situation where we have moved from one party to the other. This is all part of the politics of this country. So I would not want to say that I have made wrong choices. I have only made one stab at the presidency in this country. I have not made my second one. So I think it's too early to try and judge me.
Okay, all right, thank you for that. We'll leave it at that. And we indeed will be following the events in UDF. And indeed, party politics is what we're discussing. We thank you so much for your time tonight. We've been speaking to party leader UDF, Musalia Mudavadi, on what's going on within UDF. But remember, tonight, it's not just UDF that we're talking about. It's also what's going on within ODM. Is democracy on trial within political parties?